Good evening and thank you for watching Fox 4 News. I'm Lena Takada. Logan and I were having a lot of fun out here, but it's not just peaches that are being celebrated here in Palisade. Rob, because of COVID-19 guidelines, the focus of this year's JUCO World Series will be the tournament itself. So this means the pre-tournament banquet and other events involving the teams will be canceled. But that isn't stopping the excitement in the community. Breaking news tonight, one man is in the hospital after a police-involved shooting. Good evening, I'm Lena Takada. At about 6 p.m. this evening, Grand Junction police officers responded to a report of a suspect wanted for misdemeanor domestic violence and a protection order violation. These closures have taken a major toll on the economy of Glenwood Springs, but it's also caused a lot of confusion on how to access this city. There's a lot of pressure on this precious resource, and it's jeopardizing the water quality. One group is asking voters to do something about it. The moisture content of the grasses near the Pine Gulch fire is 2%. Which means it's drier than this piece of paper. Yes, this is actually still my first one. I'm still working on it. It's delicious. Logan, that's your second. You're really eating a lot of ice cream. In an effort to help restaurants boost sales during the pandemic when indoor dining was closed, Governor Jared Polis made it possible for restaurants to offer the takeout and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Now that regulation is set to expire in July. Commissioners agreed on sending a letter to the governor's office asking permission to remove COVID restrictions. Now, they don't have an exact set date for that, but they're hoping it'll be around mid-April. Aluminum cans, plastic containers, cardboard, and plastic bottles. The average American produces around 4.9 pounds of garbage a day. About 32% of that gets recycled each year, according to the Environmental Protection Agency.
So in Colorado, we're actually below the national average. Here in Colorado, we're about at 16%. We know that Colorado could do a lot better.
Recycling isn't important just for the environment.
Saving trees, water, just mass quantities of air pollution are prevented.
It's also good for the economy.
There are hundreds of Mesa County residents that benefit from stable year-round employment within the recycling industries.
That's according to Marissa Snyder, the Community Outreach Coordinator of Curbside Recycling Indefinitely Incorporated, or GJCRI.
And now they're going to take their paycheck and they're going to the local coffee shop. They're purchasing fuel. They're shopping at a local business, and that money is staying in the community.
Snyder says recycling waste creates 6 times the number of jobs throwing it in a landfill does. Jobs, Snyder says, that are necessary, stable, and local.
They're trash collectors, they're long-haul truckers, they're equipment operators, they're chemists, they're engineers, and they're product designers. And so there's a whole economic chain. Many different kinds of employment are supported by the recycling industry.
There are many ways to recycle. If you live in Grand Junction city limits, GJCRI will come right to your curbside to pick up your recyclables. Or you can drop it off at their location on West Avenue. But no matter how you do it, Snyder says recycling is a gift that keeps giving.
Your glass bottles or a steel can be used over and over and over again. So when we put things that are valuable in the landfill, like we're throwing it away.
From drought to legislation that could hurt its operations, the agricultural industry is dealing with a lot right now. And the Colorado Cattlemen's Association's president says it could use support from the governor's mansion.
We certainly need him to speak loud and speak to all of Colorado that he supports Colorado's agricultural producers, absolutely.
And Governor Jared Polis made an appearance at the Cattlemen's Association convention to do just that.
Going the distance to support ag and ranching is a big part of our Colorado Comeback stimulus package. We are investing more than $76 million into ag.
The governor addressed some of the issues he's working on to support the agricultural industry.
We're investing in drought resiliency programs, soil health, agriculture efficiency, improving Colorado's farm-to-market infrastructure to support our farmers and ranchers.
Cattle ranchers aren't the only ones who would benefit from finding common ground with the governor. Governor Jared Polis says a partnership between the two would be good for all of Colorado.
Cattlemen and cattlewomen are not just a big part of who we were and who we are, but are an even bigger part of who we will be in the future.
With so much work ahead for the industry, something as simple as the governor's presence at this year's convention is a step in the right direction.
I think that he needs to be a little more accessible to ag producers and hears our concerns and willing to listen to that. And by showing up here today, certainly he's opened that door, and we really do appreciate that.
First on the Western Slope, I'm Lena Takada, KREX 5 News.